Hey y'all, it's Indigo here, back with another round of Grand Arena Championships. We're still in the 5v5. This is week 3, round 3. So the final battle of the third week, we'll have one more week to go. And I'm trying to grab a win. I lost my last match after winning against an auto set D in the first match. So I want to win an actual match, and I'm going to try and do that here. Scouted my opponent out a little bit, but I mean, not too heavily. Didn't really expect this. Let me show you the board here, and I can show you what I mean, like when we get there. You won't be able to tell anything from this overview, but let's go ahead and take a look at the top. You can see he's got a Beskar Mando squad up there. He's got Grievous with BB-8, and then he's got a Padme team. So don't run across that too much. Where they put BB-8 instead of Newt. So I could use my Night Sisters there. It just depends. Now we'll take a look at the bottom. He's got a Dooku team with Nest, and then he's got Rey Resistance. So we're going to start with the bottom first, obviously, to go ahead and see what's in the back. I'm going to break out C with Watt. You guys know how this goes. Just put the tank tech on C, and then after that, let him go to work. Link Rey, link somebody else, doesn't really matter. You might have to link Holdo or whatever if she happens to be taunting. All depends. Doesn't matter though. Once you link at least one of them and Rey, she's going to go quick enough to activate your ultimate. And then once you get that, you just go into ultimate mode and let loose. So that's all I'm doing here is minding my protection. Rey went into her ultimate, did her thing. I'm going into my ultimate. Doesn't matter. C is tanky enough. Again, mine's Relic 8. So he's tanky enough to go against these Relic 8 Reys and everything else. People seem to be taking a Relic 8 these days. I think he's a solid choice because he's in basically a duo, and it's mostly like a solo. He's doing all the work. So why not make him as strong as he can be? You can see they got Rey down into the red, but she ended up going into another ultimate. And that's okay, because even when she's in ultimate, you can still fry the others that are linked even through the ultimate, which is awesome. Once it gets down to 1v1, you just throw that on auto, and you're good to go. Doesn't really matter. Here, I think I was trying to see if I can get max protection, and I did. I ended up with 60 banners for that match. So trying to be as efficient as I can be, except now this Dooku team, I really had no idea what I should use here. The fact that Nest is on there gave me a little bit of pause, because obviously you don't want to get stuck on Nest. I brought in CLS too many times and end up getting stuck on that lone Nest and causing me a loss because I dropped a battle. I didn't want to do that here, so I took Traya, Triumvirate with Thrawn with Sith Empire, so I'd have a pre-taunt and a passively taunting tank. I figured Thrawn could help with protection banners, but there's so much counters, so many counters in this team here. With Wampa, you've got Nest doing that. Dooku obviously counters. Droideca's going to get in a big hit eventually somewhere if you let him. And look at that. They took out my Thrawn. So that sucked. That was my whole point of bringing him, was so he could stay alive and help with protection banner recovery. Try and top up all that protection. Now that he's gone, I don't really have a way to do that. All I can do is get a full health. So that's what I'm going to try and do, is end up finishing this battle with as much full health as I can. I've got my Annihilate up, so I was deciding who I should take out. I went ahead and took out Jango, just because his rocket and his burn can do some nasty things, and I don't want him killing anybody. He's more of a threat than Nest, so he had to go. Nest is over there isolated, so she's probably not going to kill anybody. As long as you can keep her on the sideline, that's okay. Now I just got to get rid of Wampa. Using him right now for the Force Drain from Nihilus, just an extra warm body to drain and decrease Nihilus's cooldowns. So he served his purpose. I just got to kill him with regular damage, and then I'll be able to annihilate Nest when it comes to that. So that's all I'm doing, just trying to cycle back through. Not really worried about killing Nest with damage, although she is in the yellow right there. She goes, does her thing. Trey goes, now Nihilus, boom, annihilate. And look at that, only 53 banners there. So not a loss, but when you're trying to be as efficient as you can be, 53 is not great. I open up the back, hoping he's got some hard squads back there, and nothing. Look at what's back there. This sucks. Yes, he put Rey out front, but in the back he's got Mon Mothma and Night Sisters. So he saved pretty much freaking everything for offense. Like, I'm imagining he's just going to go through and drill my squads and 60 banner them all, which is what I don't want. So let's go ahead and take out these two squads. I got to be super efficient. So I'm going to use Imp Troopers here against his Night Sisters. Obviously, because Imp Troopers can be a 60 banner win if you play it right. And I haven't really used Dark Trooper against the Night Sisters. So I brought him in here anyway to give it a shot, see how they did. And he does okay. He's got plenty of heavy damage. He can get the kill. I still have Death Trooper for his grenade dispel, so we'll use that. Speed up some turn meter with the Dark Trooper's special ability. And there we go, a kill on Mother Talzin. It sucks that they stun Dark Trooper right there because he is the main damage. But I think, I should be able to just plug on with that. Took Talzin out. Now that she's gone, I can work on the others. Try and get some damage on Asajj and get her taken out. Daka doesn't have much turn meter, so I don't think she's going to do a whole lot. Try and land a death mark on her. I was able to, so I can go ahead and take her out. Now I definitely don't have to worry about revives, because it's just Asajj as a damage dealer, and then Spirit and Zombie. Go ahead and take out Spirit next. There we go. Dark Troopers just KOing them all. And they all should be at full health, full protection by now. So that should be it. And 60 banners it is. So glad I got that. Now we'll take out that Mon Mothma team. I do have my bounty hunters for that. I've used them before. They're a really good 60 banner team. As long as you can time the moves right at the end and get that heal from grief and, get all your protection back and everything. So it's doable. It's just not always easy depending on where the moves are at, what everybody's doing. Right now I'm going after Kara, got her disintegrated. Now I can go after the others. I've got a choice between Cassian and that Hoth Rebel Scout. Going after Cassian, didn't get the kill there, and now they start all getting turns and everything. So that sucked. Look at that. They just keep going, keep going. They brought back stupid Pow. I keep going after Cassian. Now that Cassian's gone, I can focus on the others. Let's try and get this scout out of here. He's gone. Now let's work on Pow, try to get him out before she does a revive or something stupid. Heal everybody up with grief. Now Mando's turn, he can call somebody to assist. And there we go. Did it and got the 60 after all that. So cleared off the bottom. Just have to get through this top okay, and if I can do that, I should be in pretty good shape for whenever my opponent starts to go. Because I'm assuming that he's just going to drill everything and, leave me in a banner chase when it comes to ships, which obviously I hate. So let's go ahead and tear through these top squads and see what kind of ships he has in back. So I'm going to take my CLS against his Padme team. You guys know how this goes, or should know how this goes by now. Use Han's opening move to shoot first on Anakin. Get him stunned and try to get him out of there as quick as you can. Once he's gone, then it's just a matter of keep hitting on GK as much as you can and using the AoEs to kill everybody else. So Barriss is there. She makes it a bit more difficult. It takes a lot longer to kill people with her giving them passive heals. So it's just something we got to deal with. Use Chewie's AoE, that way you can start doing some good damage to everybody, try and get them worked down a little bit, and then kill them off with a big hit. Got to keep going after GK. Not really sure of the exact strategy, but I just try to buff up with Han whenever I can. Make sure everybody's buffed up. I do use the blind quite a bit to get rid of their buffs, the protection up. They also have the crit hit immunity, which is good in that it will stop the passive healing, but then you also don't get as much damage from their big moves. So I keep using the blind to get rid of all those buffs and then use the AoE. I tried the AoE there without getting rid of the buffs first, and it barely did anything. Like, it wasn't even worth it. So I just said, okay, I'm going to keep doing that and clearing the buffs off first and then doing it. Even if I crit, I should be able to do a healthy amount of damage. I'm still stuck on GK, so got to keep going after him. Get rid of all the buffs. It's Han's turn now. Again, hit GK, and every time you hit him, I forget what exactly it is in Luke's kit, whether you land debuffs or if every time they resist debuffs, it feeds turn meter to your team. So that's what we're trying to do, is just amp up the turn meter so that we keep going. And then I just want to cycle around through my Chewies. They're the two biggest damage dealers, especially regular Chewbacca, because nobody assists when he attacks. So he can go do damage and get a big hit in, and we don't have to worry about it proccing the protection up. You can see that Snips is getting a little bit lower. Thankfully, I finally punched through on GK, so he's gone. One less to worry about. Now I can focus on somebody else. Got Snips there, took her out. Now it's just Padme and Barriss. Padme gone, and now Barriss I can just unload, and there's no way she'll be able to stand that. So there we go. Heal up a little bit with CLS. Ended up with 60 there too, so I'm pretty proud about that. And now I'm taking my Jedi against his Grievous team. I know I mentioned at the beginning of the video that this team is ripe for Night Sisters, and that's what I usually use whenever they stick BB-8 with Grievous. But Night Sister is going to be 55 banners tops because they all lose their protection. And if I go with this Basti team, there's a good chance I can at least get, more than that. I mean, I definitely could get less, but if everything works out, I should be able to get more than 55 banners. And I am trying to make every banner count. And this is a situation where I have the firepower, so I might as well use it here and try to pick up, even if it's only a couple extra banners, because I never trust myself when it comes to ships. Like, I could easily get a 65 or I could get a 55. It could go either way, just depending on how things go and how I play it. So I want to try and get as many banners as I can during the ground battles, and then use that to hopefully give me some kind of cushion. And at this point, my opponent hasn't even gone yet, hasn't attempted anything, nothing. And so I'm wondering, is he even going to go, or what are we going to do? And I had gone I think I went at night, and I cleared off a couple squads, and then later cleared off a couple more. So I did it kind of in sets to see if me going some would prompt him to go. And, some people it will, and other people, they just have certain times that they attack, and that's when they do their damage or whatever, and that's it. Well, this guy waited till probably the last, I don't know if it was about 2 or 3 o'clock, I don't remember, but not but a couple hours till the phase was going to end before he finally went. I did all my ground battles, and I think I just waited on Fleet. Like, I left Fleet sitting there and waited till about 3 o'clock, which is an hour to go till the round's over, and then he started attacking the ground squads and all that. So I was watching what kind of banners he's going to get and everything. This is me using my JML Jedi team, I've got Gas there, I've got Shaak Ti, and Cam, of course. So should be a decent enough team to, survive anyway. That's what I'm thinking. And I figure if they can go through and clear this and hopefully get some decent banners. I know Bam can do the whistling birds and all that, and it can end up being a pain taking off banners. Well, I'm really trying to get everybody gone. IG-11's the last one left. He does have that AoE, so he can obviously take away everybody's protection. There's not really a way to top anybody up with protection. I tried to look because Gas is like almost there. He's got like a sliver missing. I think JML's okay, and then Cam and Shaak Ti are both missing a little bit. There's really nothing I can do there. I was using the special. I used E-Flux trying to land an ability block. That way he couldn't do another AoE. I just do too much damage. And then Shaak Ti doesn't have her heal up. She's got that middle ability. I don't think that gives back any protection. So at this stage, it's like playing with your food, trying to drag it out just to get that extra banner or two. I was reading the abilities. I'm like, come on, something's got to give me some protection back. Come on, I want that extra banner. Every bit helps. I don't think there was anything I could do, so I just let Gas do his thing, and we ended up with 59, so I guess that's okay. That's all the ground squads. Now I can see what he's got for ships back there, and he only put down rebels and a Thrawn fleet, which is great because I kept my negotiator malevolence, of course. I've got my own rebels. I've got options. So right about here's the part where I said I held off. If you'll notice on the last shot of the board, he hadn't gone at all. And at this point, he did go. So I waited till he was on my fleets before I started on his fleets. And you can see that I got 65 there with my negotiator against his rebels. Brought in a little too many reinforcements, but that was fine. And then I ended up using my malevolence against his Thrawn fleet. I got 63 there. So not too bad on my end. Finished with 21-24. And that was it for that. And he was down to my ships. You can see that his score was 1836. And when he finally cleared those off, he ended up with 2083. He actually did get one fail on a Beskar Mando team. He left it with a lone nest. So, like I said, it does happen. You end up on those lone nest and cost you 20 banners. That definitely helped to secure me the win. And I was just a little bit more efficient. So, a win feels good. Great way to close out the week. We'll catch y'all next week. Thanks for watching my video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share your comments down below, and hopefully you'll check out my other videos on my channel. Peace.